takeaway from the Broncos and their 9 straight wins last night?
That guy right there, Bo Nix. Bo Nix was money. I was thoroughly impressed with Bo Nix. I mean, even just looking at overtime when you got to have it, had to perform, gets the ball first so you don't the other team is going to, Washington's going to have 4 downs every time they snap the ball. Like 4 for 4, 71 yards, scored a touchdown. Like Bo Nix was money from start to finish, something that we've been screaming for all season long, and he delivered, and they found a way defensively to get that last stop to win.
Yeah, I think Denver proved they can take a hit and keep on going, which was important. You need to see that this time of year. But Greg is 100% right. They also proved they're situational elite, man. Their ability to respond time after time is huge. And because the Commanders put up a great fight. I mean, Mariota won't get a lot of credit, but he was money good. I also think right now, if you're the Broncos, you need these type of wins to test your heart, right? Because this could have been an easy letdown game. It really doesn't hurt you. You can separate yourself on and on and on. But they never let down. And listen, you talk about this defense. They got after it, but also Nick Benito, once again, coming up big in that moment.
You called him from before the year.
Yeah, I think he was awesome. So it was a good win for the Broncos.
So why I have doubted Denver is because of this graphic I'm going to show you right here. It just didn't feel sustainable. They were 5-0 when Bo Nix had a passer rating below 85. Like, normally you get that little production from your quarterback, normally you lose. The rest of the NFL is 37 and 111. But last night, when you get good, consistent, somewhere between like good and above average, and at times like great and clutch and tough, it's like, oh, well, if you pair that with their defense, they can be scary. Do I think they're coming out of the AFC? No, but they are. They are. No, but
what do they need to do?
There's nothing they can
do. They beat
do.
Marcus Mariota by 1. Let's not go crazy. But
all right, let's all just settle down for a moment. This is directed at the contingent that wants to organize a parade every time Caleb Williams takes a breath. Listen, Bo Nix was phenomenal. Anyone who attempts to argue he wasn't spectacular in that performance is completely detached from reality. If this exact game had been authored by anyone other than Bo Nix, if it were Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, or Lamar Jackson, the media would be unfurling banners and orchestrating celebrations. What I find utterly ridiculous is how this isn't even a focal point of discussion on major mainstream platforms. How is it that the Denver Broncos are 10-2, positioned among the league's elite? We witnessed an absolutely thrilling Sunday night contest. It was exciting football. I fully acknowledge the Washington Commanders are not currently a top-tier team, and I understand they were led by Marcus Mariota. Nonetheless, this game was awesome. It was genuinely entertaining and a fantastic watch. Yet, it's receiving minimal analysis. Bo Nix was outstanding. This is his second year. It is only year 2. If this were year 6 for Bo Nix and Sean Payton, then perhaps a more tempered reaction would be understandable. But we are still in the process of defining and understanding who Bo Nix is as a professional quarterback. This contest represented a monumental performance for him. He played brilliantly. He executed fantastic plays. He appeared incredibly poised and self-assured. This was a definitive step forward. His successes and his playmaking were not accidental flukes. Many of them were not simply products of, hey, that's great scheming by Sean Payton. These were quintessential Bo Nix moments, as clearly demonstrated here. Before I delve further into this extended analysis, and I certainly intend to, a quick but crucial request for Denver Broncos supporters. Please remember to subscribe and to watch this video in its entirety. When you take those actions, subscriber counts and viewership increase dramatically, creating a powerful ripple effect. I must reiterate, this isn't merely about pursuing views or subscriber metrics. It's about building something genuinely special, which in turn allows me to continue producing the highest quality Broncos-centric content possible, establishing a firm foothold in the sports media landscape. The most significant takeaway is this: Bo Nix is legitimate. Bo Nix possesses the capacity for continuous growth, evolution, and improvement. He is not a finished product. There remains substantial room for his development. Just imagine what that ultimate form could resemble. This is a tangible reality. Am I asserting he will consistently deliver special performances every single week for the remainder of the season? No. It is his second year. I do not expect a player to definitively prove he is a superstar within his first 2 professional campaigns. The stakes and learning curve are immense. However, one critical attribute is evident. He can handle the pressure of the moment. That is a non-negotiable trait, and many other quarterbacks leave me questioning their capacity in that regard. Bo Nix demonstrates it. To secure back-to-back victories in tightly contested situations, tied or trailing, consider the crucial drive against the Kansas City Chiefs. A 5-yard pass, followed by a 10-yard penalty, then a 20-yard pass, a 5-yard run, another 5-yard pass, a 2-yard run, and a massive 32-yard completion to set up the game winner. These are monumental plays and critical conversions. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 15. True got-to-have-it moments. Bo Nix put the game squarely in his own hands. Then, in overtime, a 12-yard pass, another 12-yard pass, a huge 41-yard pass, a 6-yard pass, culminating in a 5-yard touchdown run. The sequence was essentially Bo Nix, Bo Nix, Bo Nix, Bo Nix, Bo Nix. The Broncos' defense is excellent and came up with huge plays, as I've discussed extensively in post-game analysis and earlier content. However, Bo Nix is still not receiving the acclaim he deserves. I understand the context. His passer rating wasn't 1-37, he didn't rush for 65 yards, and he didn't account for 4 touchdowns. But let's be perfectly clear. This was a huge game from Bo Nix and a massive step forward. This was undoubtedly one of his finest performances to date. You can have a great game that isn't perfectly reflected by a gaudy stat line of 4 touchdowns, 0 turnovers, and a 137 passer rating. That is precisely why you have to actually watch the games. Was he flawless? No. But I was listening to a podcast earlier where the host casually remarked, Bo Nix played okay. My reaction was one of pure bewilderment. Show me the multitude of games where Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or Patrick Mahomes play with absolute perfection, where they don't miss a single throw and the ball is never in jeopardy. Those games are virtually non-existent. Here's another critical element nobody seems willing to discuss. Bo Nix's performance was even better than his basic statistics indicate. 5 dropped passes. 5. As I watched this game, I was reminded of what I said during their playoff matchup against the Buffalo Bills, where I compared Bo Nix to a Josh Allen light. The comparison isn't the point. It's the stylistic resemblance. During that playoff loss, I observed a quarterback doing everything within his power to position his team for victory, while the supporting cast simply failed to execute, dropping passes, missing kicks, etc. Watching this game, I saw a quarterback who looked completely comfortable, performing exactly at the level I believed he was capable of reaching. I was impressed. And then I witnessed his teammates literally dropping the ball around him. This game should not have been as close. Bo Nix's statistics could have, and should have, been even more impressive. He potentially could have thrown for 400 yards. His adjusted completion percentage, factoring in those drops, was 82.9%, which would undoubtedly place him among the league leaders. He led the NFL in dropped passes this week with 5. The next closest was Daniel Jones with 3. His drop percentage was an insane 14.7%. That context is crucial. He was credited with 2 turnover-worthy plays. I recall one specific throw that was rightly criticized. I appreciate analysts pointing out those moments. Those critiques are valid and important for development. However, when evaluating a quarterback at this early stage of his career, such moments are often weaponized to declare, "See, I told you he isn't that good." Consider the context. Bo Nix had 2 turnover-worthy plays. Matthew Stafford, in his game, also had 2 turnover-worthy plays. Stafford, however, turned the ball over 3 times. They likely don't classify a sack fumble as a turnover-worthy play in the same way, which is a separate statistical quirk. The point is that even elite veterans have such plays. Dak Prescott played exceptionally against the Chiefs, but had 3 turnover-worthy plays. Those could have easily been 3 interceptions. Brock Purdy had 4 turnover-worthy plays, and all 4 were intercepted, with devastating consequences. Bo Nix played an awesome game. Do not allow anyone to convince you otherwise. The counter-narrative will be, they only won by 1 point against the Washington Commanders led by Marcus Mariota. Yes, and Marcus Mariota also played an excellent game. The Commanders are not a terrible franchise. They are severely injured and operating with a backup quarterback. They are a well-structured organization. They are not in disarray. They are not the Cleveland Browns or the Las Vegas Raiders. They reached the NFC Championship game last season because they are well coached on both sides of the ball and do not simply roll over. Terry McLaurin is a legitimate weapon. Antonio Gibson is dynamic. Zach Ertz remains effective. Marcus Mariota is a seasoned, highly mobile veteran quarterback paired with an excellent offensive coach in Cliff Kingsbury, who knows precisely how to maximize that specific skill set. So, yes, you are going to have competitive games like this. It is not a cause for alarm. But these are simply my reflections. I would be absolutely delighted to hear your own. What are all of your thoughts concerning the Denver Broncos? What was your primary takeaway from their 9th consecutive victory? Let me know your perspectives in the comments section below. I read every single comment, so whether you find yourself in agreement or in vehement opposition, let's engage in some dialogue. Let's have some spirited debates, but ultimately, let's ensure we are enjoying the process. And please do consider subscribing. We are in the process of cultivating a phenomenal community here and would absolutely adore having you as a part of it. My goal is to build something to which we all feel a genuine connection, something we are genuinely thrilled to be involved with. I believe we are making significant progress toward that objective. Also, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it genuinely assists with its visibility within the platform's algorithm. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to seeing you next time.